how determined your parents were to give you the gift of knowledge, no matter how many gifts it took, today you have a big advantage with the AppleII GS. AppleII computers are found in more schools than any other computer. Your parents gave you the world. You can give your kids the universe.
Good evening, everybody. Good evening, Paul. I can see you in the chat. 8-Bit Hoops. Hope you're okay. Hope everybody's okay. Hope you've had a good day. Hope you've had a good weekend, even though it's coming to the end now. It seems to be going quicker and quicker these days. The days fly by. Evening, Liz. Liz C, I see, not Liz P. It's the first time I've noticed that. So I hope we've had a good weekend. What we've been up to? Anything exciting? Right, I can see chat on here, but I can't see chat on here. What's going on? Something been stopped. What does that say? 1 second. Let me see what. Something about 1K. I can't read what it says, Paul, because it hasn't come up on my other chat. Wait there a minute. Let me get it up on Facebook. On YouTube, I mean, as a backup. Oh, it's not put it on there either. It must be something that has been banned or blocked. If you type it again, see if it comes up. So I can't see anything on the chat, either on this chat or on the chat on the YouTube one. All I can see is on the screen on here. But I can't read it because it's that small. I gather it says not far off 1K, I would assume. I don't know what we are at actually, because I'm not. Look, 999. We're one subscriber away from 1K. So if anybody's watching who hasn't subscribed, then by all means go and take us over that 1K limit. Excellent. Right. So this week we're looking at the brother to what we looked at last week. So last week we looked at the Apple II, and to be honest, as we all thought, it wasn't the best of computers. I don't think. I think we were probably spoiled in the UK with the Commodore and the Spectrum. Ahead of time, having one button on the mouse, I used these machines at uni when I Photoshop trained. What, the Apple II GSs? We're not looking at the iMacs at the moment, or the Apple Macs. We're looking at the GSs. That might be the right one. So the GS basically was released in September 1986, which is 36 years ago. Which I know, the newer one. Well, apparently the GS stands for graphics and sound, so it's Apple II graphics and sound, referring to its enhanced multimedia hardware, especially its state-of-the-art audio. Now, this is quite interesting because this has come out a year after the Amiga was launched, if you think about it, because the Amiga came out in 1985, I believe, the 1000. It was discontinued in 1992, so didn't have really that long a life, about 6 years. Its specs aren't that bad actually, if we just move down to what its specs are. So it's got 1 meg of built-in RAM, expandable to 8 meg. It's got 256k of ROM built in. It's got various resolutions, 280 by 192 at 6 colours, and 5090 by 192 16 colours for the emulation, so that allowed it to play the older games than the native video. The one I found interesting, obviously it's 320 by 200 at 256 colours from a palette of 4009-6, so again very similar to the Amiga, but obviously the Amiga couldn't display 256. It was 32 I think, or 64. It could also do, with trickery, 320 by 200 and display 3200 colours on screen at once. Now, I know the Amiga could do ham, couldn't it? But it couldn't do that in games. So, again, quite interesting. And the audio was an 8-bit audio resolution, 32 oscillated channels, 15 voices when paired. I have got no idea what that means, but the sound's not too bad from some of the things I've been trying on it. So. External connectors, the normal things like joystick, audio out, printer, modem, floppy drive, RGB, etc. 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 So, without further ado, let's get the emulator working. Now, this is an absolute pain in the posterior. It's took me forever to get this to work right, and even now, it's so... I wouldn't say it's a finished emulator in any shape or form. Evening Music Man, hope you're okay. The emulator I'm using is called Kegs. No jokes, please. And it's basically an AppleII GS emulator, so you can load excuse me, discs into it, but you can also, if you go on the internet, you can find actually pre-done hard drives that you can load into it with games on as well. So some of those I'll be using for discs and some I'll be using off the hard drives. Now straight away you can tell it's got a very similar look to Workbench, I think. So you've got all your normal things, so it tells you about the Apple and what version of the software you're using. I think it uses something called ProDOS. Again, if I'm getting this wrong and anybody knows, by all means please let me know, because I have never ever used one of these in my life. I've never seen one. I know they were big in America, but obviously in this country we didn't really see them that often. I know Andy's already mentioned he's seen it at college or university, but it's not. And that was for doing like Photoshop things. Again, the Mac and the iMac and stuff like that were well known for that, for desktop publishing back in the 90s through to the early 2000s. So, as with Workbench, you've got the icons and stuff and the systems, and you can do all kind of things with that and change things, just like you can with the Amiga on Workbench, so, and other systems, Windows, I suppose. So, the first game I'm going to show you is one that we've seen. We've all seen this before, but I just wanted to show. This gives you an idea of what the system's capable of. So, it's called Out of This World. I think on the Amiga it was called Another World. Right, that is very similar to what the PC does. So we've all seen this on the Amiga. Obviously Another World it's called on the Amiga. So it starts by doing the scrolling talky bit. I'll let this play through. Just let me make sure it is on 8 megs, yeah. Because you can adjust the speed from. We'll put it on a bit faster, but the actual speed, the initial speed was 2.8, so you can see that goes a bit slower. 2.8 was the speed of the original before you bought any extras or anything like that to add on to it. That's basically telling the storyline. I'll let the intro play then. This is the only game I'm going to let the intro play on though, but it gives you an idea of the comparison between what because we've all seen this intro on the Amiga. Well, I'm assuming we've all seen this intro on the Amiga. Game Boy been out 2 years. What, in 1986? I thought the Game Boy came out in 1990. Are you talking about when this game came out? I gather that. Oh, on this game, yeah, I see what you mean, yeah. I remember seeing this intro on the Amiga for the first time. I was blown away by it. No, I agree, Paul. It was one of those that was one of them wow ones, especially the lightning effect. I love the lightning effect on it. That guy looks a bit like Xander when he was 18. resolution is a lot less than the Amiga version. I wondered that because it's in. Is the Amiga one in a small box? I can't. I couldn't remember. Evening, Craig. By the way. Yeah, Wolfchai. That's another good intro. Yeah, what was the Amiga resolution then? Was it? No, it could have been 640 by 480 because that's PC. What was the res on the Amiga one? Because this must be 300 by 200 or where it was. What we looked at the information. My tuba. Oh. Yeah, I know. What was the res of the animation on the Amiga? I love the colour of the lighting as well. I think it was, I'm not sure, Craig, without checking. Start of Half-Life reminds me of this. I'll get ready to get out of the water because otherwise the ropies get you. It almost reminds me of the Pico 8 version in some ways. How do you run? Yeah, I just thought of that. Hold fire. Ah, right. That's going to fling me back now. I don't know what the kick button. It's very difficult because I guess like I say again, that's going to swipe me because I've not kicked him. The emulation is terrible on this. You can't set up joysticks or anything like that. You have to use the numeric keypad. It needs a lot of work on it, but it gives you. This is just giving you an idea of what the gameplay was like. Ah, you meant to get chased. Yeah, you supposed. You slide kick those things, don't you? But I don't know what. Come on. If I don't get, he's going to get me. Unless there's another button to put. Yeah. I don't know. There's. Oh, that ain't. That's it. Ah, that's it. I found the button now. Oh. I'll look at the comments in a minute. This came out on a lot of formats as well. I think it came out on the SNES and on the Mega Drive, didn't it? I want that animal to come. Now we run in a minute. I'll read the comments in a second, guys. Sorry. There we go. Run! me. Yeah, well, that's out of this world. Right, let's have a look. I have headphones and the sound is good quality. And I had no preconceptions, but it sounded better than I expected right off. Yeah, definitely doesn't sound like the PC of the time. No, it's weird. It's like a hybrid of the PC and a bit better than the PC. They pop like water balloons. They do. So that's out of this world. So let me just reset it. I don't know what fluff is, but it's got a cross through it, or pluff. Right, so Paperboy's terrible. Well, I'm not looking at Paperboy. What shall we have a look at? No fluff just at the top of my head. We'll put this on, but we'll not have it on for long because it'll make me sick. So Wolfenstein 3D was on it. Again, I'm not sure how good this is. ID software. Did Wolfenstein never came out on the Amiga, did it, when it was out at the time, I don't think? Get psyched. So this is running at the 2.8. Obviously, if you upped it to 8, which was what you could do if you'd got the extra drive, it obviously runs smoother. Obviously, because you've just quadrupled, tripled the thing. But we're going to 2.8 because that's what it was originally at. Oh, I just blinking back. Yeah, 8. You see, 8 does make it run faster, but 8 wasn't the standard. Colours are really good. I suppose 8 megahertz is equivalent, because what was the Amiga? Was it 7.4 or something like that? 7. Wolfenstein. The game that changed the world, because this was the first FPS shooter, and it was only shareware as well. Yeah, so that's Wolfenstein. As you can see, it's pretty good. It's I think it's quite a good game. That I like that game. Obviously, I can't play it because it makes me want to throw up because of the movement. But I hate not being able to play that. I used to love playing Descent. I remember playing Linked Up Descent on PC. I had no problems. Now my eyes are that bad; they can't play anything. Right, so let's put. So there's using hard drive. Let's put some games on, shall we? So one that was mentioned last week, but on the other get one was Test Drive. Well, oh, by the way, if you want to see Test Drive or Prince of Persia on the Apple, I have downloaded them and they work fine.
AppleII present.
This is 1989. I remember seeing this in the magazine so many times and seeing the screenshots and thinking it's amazing. Like you were behind the car. I think I had it. I had Test Drive. That sample sounds like the Amiga, the AppleII sample. Stereo is dead good in my headphones. Come on, how was I supposed to get past there? I'm not slowing down. 4 lives left. Now, come on, admit it. How many of you played this game and thought you were driving a real car, like, because you were that young to drive a real one? Hard driving on the C64. No, it's nowhere near as bad as hard driving on the C64. You can actually play this. I wonder if it's on. Let go of the steering wheel. Interesting, so when you put it into that, you can't steer right. Because if it's only running at 2.8 megahertz, this is half the speed of what the Amiga ran it at. I don't think this is a bad attempt, to be honest. Oh, I missed the gas station. You're out of gas. Hope you enjoy your walk. Pig off. Pig off. Pardon me. So that's Test Drive 2. Now this is one that I'd never heard of before. Obviously it never came out on the Amiga or anything, so. California Dreams present. Oh, obviously it's dark blue. Basically trying to fly down and blowing things up. It must be an unlimited, it must be. Let me make it playable. Oh, it's on 2. Reminds me of a shareware game on the thing called, on the PC called Tunnels. Very similar. So that's Armageddon Tunnels, I think it's called. I'm sure, I don't know if that's a PD game or not. It feels very PD-ish. Aha! I beat you to it, Andy. I beat you to it. I knew you were going to say that. What's turning up? What's turning down? Down, right, that's it. Right. I'll put... Right, we'll put another hard drive back on again. 1 second. Because there's a game. No, so I won't. There's a game on here that we'll all have seen before. This has got some unreleased games on it that were initially going to come out for the Apple II at GS, but then got pulled or for whatever reason. But there's one of my favourite Amiga games on here that obviously never came out on the Apple. So Shuffle Put Cafe. I used to love this game on the Amiga. Rodabun Software. They obviously got so far with it, so I don't know why they just didn't release it. Why have you sent it at that speed, you fool? Take that. Harry Potter. Oh, he's rubbish, that's good. I'm going to thrash him. Was this two, you know, on the Amiga, was this 2-player? Or was it just single? Oh, do it. No, I can't remember. I don't think I ever did. Because it'd be a bit difficult if you were the far away pucker. I wondered if it were like link up. Oh, I've actually managed to get behind it somehow. I always wonder with unreleased games, when they've got this far with them, why they just didn't release them. Unless it's because of the cost of duplicating discs and stuff, I don't know. Because if you've made the game, you've gone through all the hard work. I wonder how difficult it was as well to convert from other systems to the Apple. It's amazing to think that in America, this actually sold this millions more than the Amiga did. Because the Amiga was never really that big in America. This was it. This was big in the schools as well. It was almost the equivalent of the BBC Micro, I think, in their schools. This represents me driving to Gala 4 hours later. Come on, I'm going to win him in a minute. Once we beat him, we'll put something else on. Off topic, I've noticed as well. Have you seen that a Double Dragon game's come out on the Nintendo Switch? A new one with the old school graphics. Looks quite good. I saw it today. One more and it's game over, matey. Oh, straight from the serve. So let's have a look, see what we've got. So we've got roster of champions, new opponent, new game, paddle size, button up, blocker, no blocker, small blocker, custom blocker. Wonder what that looks like. Yeah, Gabe. Stupid. Why would you have your paddle size that big? Excellent. Well, that's Shuffle Putt Cafe, which is it's identical to the Amiga version. Let's face it. A bit probably. It's not difficult, that is, though, is it? So. Oh, wait there a second. Let me come back out of that. That's cheat mode activated, obviously. So let's see what other unreleased games there was on it before I move on. Probably fell asleep on that game. How rude. What sports games were there? World Games. I don't think there's anything in that because it's red. Zany Golf. That was alright. What's in game demos? Oh, Sierra demos. More shareware. Shuffle Mouse. Submarine. Simon Says. Tic Tac Toe. They are PD. That's for certain. Night, Zan. It'll be a bit more exciting next week because we're having arcade games I've not played, so it won't be as boring. But I just wanted to play this because I like the look of some of the stuff on it. So don't worry, it is going to get more exciting next week, though, for you young uns. Bubble Ghost. What was the speed of that? 2.8. That's fine. That's too fast. Let's go down. Right. God knows what you do on this. Let's have a look. It needs to be a bit speeded up, I think. One player. Oh, you have to blow the bubble, don't you? I remember playing this, I think. Oh, that burst it. Someone does that. How do I rotate? That's not it. Why is it going faster now? What? Why is it going back to 1? I like the effect of the bubble. It is. Oh no. I quite like. Oh, the heat burst it. Do you have to blow the fan out there? To say it's simple, I do quite like this game. Well, because I can play it. What's going to happen there? Because something. Hardball. Play hardball. Alright, where do I have to go now then? Up. That fan's gonna. Oh, what's that? We all know what's gonna happen in a minute. Oh. Yeah, I think it's cool. I quite like it. I just think it's cool. Yeah, it's not the most complex game in the world, but it's fun. It's entertaining to play. Oh, you've burst me bubble. The bubble is dead good. I like that game, Bubble Ghost. Simple but effective. That's the type of games I like. We've all heard this one. Okay, a good conversion this one is. What? Don't be stupid. Oh, here we go. Lovely music. The memories. Oh, why does he always go down that side? Oh. Oh. Oh, he should have landed that then. 1.8, that's terrible. One more crack at. I love surfing. Oh, well, I used to do. Didn't. It was always difficult though. Oh. Oh. Why does he fall off? I don't know why he falls off, he doesn't land it. Oh, come down the other side. Oh, yeah. I remember this game. Everybody's played this game, Liz. First time I played it was on the Commodore 64, I believe. Yeah, if you're enjoying this stream, please click the like button because it does help the channel. It's nice to know that it's not. People are enjoying it. That's if you are enjoying it, you might not be. My gameplay is not that good. This is the only one I was any ever good at. Oh, wait. Oh. See if I can kick it. Ah. Whoa. And I got the bird. Poor seagull. I got the seagull again. Oh. Haha. Oh, 5 in a row. Oh, superstar. Seagull. Oh, he's gone. Jester. I'm never going to get a Jester when it's over there. Variety bonus 1,000. 16,750. That's a good score. Well, what else is this? BMX. It's very colourful. Oh. My wheels broke. Oh, don't go that way because I'm going to get the thing. Hated life. Oh dear. Oh, the skateboarder. Oh, what's faster? Can't. Oh, you did it then. I'm going to get it head. I'm sure this is more colourful than the Amiga version. Every time you turn too long. I don't think so. Classic game that is though. California Games, love it. Love it. Right, let's have a look what else we've got. Grand Prix circuit's not bad. Lemmings is Lemmings, as you can see. We'll have a quick blast on it so you can compare it to what the Amiga version looks like. Signosis. Lemmings for the 2GS. I've got to try and get it on the thing because it's very difficult to play. What speed are we on? What's happening here? Is it going to play? That's too fast. That's 'cause it's on unlimited. We don't want it. We want that one. That's too slow. What to do? Dig. Basically like the Amiga version. The sound's not as good. I don't think many music versions are as good as the Amiga version. The Amiga version beats them all for the music in the game. Oh, what happened there? Why is it going to unlimited? I'm not selected unlimited. See, it's ever so weird. So if I'd have got this back in the day, I'd have been happy enough with it on it. So it's very similar to the Amiga version. Paused it. How do you unpause it? Oh, I just shot him off the end. Excellent. Anyway, that's Lemmings. That's enough of that. Oops. Again, the emulator is not the best by any means. Marble Madness is very similar. There is one game that I want to show you before. I'll show you the what's the name? Prince of Persia on the original Apple from last week after this one. But there is one game I wanted to show you on. It's an adventure game, and I got quite into it actually. I like the way it's done. So let's come out of that. So, it's called Uninvited. Wait there, what's going off? It's too fast. So basically, it loads the adventure on the in like windows on the screen. So it said, "Look out! Remember, before the darkness rushed up to claim you, your brother startled cry. You managed to swerve around the shadowy figure that appeared on the roadway, but lost control and plunged headlong into the tree." So if you click continue, it basically tells you that you can smell oil, something burning. So if you open the door and get out of the car. Cars exploded behind you. I just like the way it's done. I like the way in the windows it's done, so you've got different things. So like, so for example, louder and more threatening. You can open the mailbox and there's a letter inside. So if you open the letter, then you can read the letter, and it reads it down here, but then you can take the amulet and put it into your inventory. Sorry. Well, I think you can. Wait there, what's going off here? Have I got to read the letter for it to let me take it? That's it. And I can put that into my inventory. Shut that down. Shut that down and go into the house. Bounce off the closed door so you can open the door. I just like how it's all linked with the windows and stuff, and it just makes it a bit different and a bit more easier to play. What is with the music? I love Lemmings. Yeah, I don't know what it is about it. So only you can see where the exits are and stuff. So obviously you can examine things, so you can look at the picture and it tells you about the picture and stuff. So it shows you where the exits are, so you can go. Can't go through that door because it's locked. Oh, they're all locked. What the friggin' hell's that just gone across? Key in its hand, prance by. You're not sure whether your eyes or your mind playing tricks. The door is now open. I just like it. I played it for ages, even though it's simplistic graphics and adventure. I can imagine, as a kid, this is really good because you can use your imagination as you played it. The room is devoid of any aesthetic warmth or beauty. It's purely functional, with no concern for the trivialities of interior design. That's right, some right big words there. Nosferatu, there seems to be a familiar face in the background. On closer examination, it appeared to be David Feldman, whose wit and insight was a valuable asset in the creation of the invented. That must be one of the people that created it then. It's just things like that are really good. But like I say, that's called The Uninvited, and it's an adventure game, and I am going to play it, see how far I can get through it. I think there was games like this on the Atari ST as well, I believe. This is totally my jam. Yeah, it's just, I don't know what it is about it. Yeah, it's not amazing graphics and stuff, but it's just, it draws you in. I don't know why. I'd prefer this to the games like Sam and Max and stuff, and I know I'm going to get shot for that, but I prefer these type of adventure games than those ones. That's just me personally, so. Right, so, we'll come out of that. Let's come off this one. As I said last week, I was going to show Craig what Prince of Persia looked like on the original Apple. So let's load that back up. Open that. No, I don't think I'll just cancel that. Make it big. I think, can I make it big? Yeah. Choose your own adventure. Can you remember them books? Turn to page 10. What did that say then? I think it said something about putting this 2 in there. This 3. Let's reset it. No, we're not reset it. Now it's come up. So I can actually use a joystick on this one, I think. Yeah. Ooh. This is probably one of the best games on it that we've seen from last week, say. Oh, I always fall down there. Oh. I can never make it so I go down properly. I always fall off. Oh, we have to go in there, don't we? Oh, I'm dead. Hold fire to walk. Ah, is that what you do? Oh, nah, I get it. And turn round, then climb down. See, all these years I've been doing it wrong. Did you know this had the same sound chip of a cash machine? I think you're doing a disservice to cash machines, to be honest. That's funny. The graphics aren't bad, to be honest. You're going to bear in mind this came out in 78, so that was a whole 4 years. Not this game, but this machine was a whole 4 years before the Commodore 64 or any of those. Oh, fell down this video. To be honest, I don't think there is. So, another game that I found. Terrible at Prince of Persia. I'm not very good at it. I can't. I'm not very good at many games nowadays, I'm just old. So, you asked about test drive as well. If you wear the headphones, I apologise now for the noise. I did warn you. I tried to apologise. Oh, I nearly pressed down. Very CGA-ish. Oh, I'm not supposed to do that, am I? Audio. Sounds like demo screen on this message. I like the wall effect, not bad. I never liked Test Drive one, they were always too hard on the mountains. Look at me. Is this I know. That's what I'm saying. It's almost like 4 colours. Oh, the cart car ran me now. It fucking quite right. Just make a load of popping sounds. Oh, that's funny. Well, that's Test Drive. The last game on here I'm going to show you, I never played probably on here, is Wings of Fury. Now, can you remember this on the Amiga? Now, how do you make, now before I take, how do you fly on this? So you go down the runway, the aircraft carrier, but how do you take off? You don't push up, do you? Do you press fire? Oh, where's he going? Hold diagonal left. I am holding diagonal left, it just went into the water. Christ. Up left. That's what I was doing. I'm gonna try the other left. Oh, I don't know. Try down and left. There is no more back piece, believe me. Next week's is arcade games that I've never played before, and I've got some really funny good ones that I've found that are really, I love them. Been playing them like for a bit now. So it is arcade games I've played now, but I've never played them until I found them. It's knocked down. I could never do it. No more Mac feeds. So don't you want me to do the iMac? Sheep Shaver or whatever it's called, the emulator is even harder than these ones, so I won't be doing any of them. Oh, I give up. I don't know how to do it. I give up. I'm terrible at this game. Right, guys. Well, thank you everybody for watching. That brings an end to the Apple II experience for us. Its Apple IIgs wasn't a bad machine. It wasn't the Amiga quality. I just can't imagine a game like Project X ever coming out on that. Just you know, like the Team 17 Polish games. I can't imagine them on the Apple IIgs. So, and it was a lot more expensive as well. I think it was about $1,600. Excuse me, $1,600. Which what's that about? Even if you just tell you half, that's like £900,000. When the Amiga was like 400. But hey ho. Right, guys. Well, thank you very much for watching. Hope you have a good week, and I shall see you again next Sunday with games on arcade games that we've not seen before. So, au revoir. I shall see you then.